The Nedbank Group Integrated Report is produced and published annually. This report provides material information relating to Nedbank's strategy and business model, operating context, material risks, stakeholder interests, performance, prospects, and governance. In 2017, the Nedbank Group continued to create value for all stakeholders in a challenging political and economic environment. Headline earnings of 11.8 billion rand was up 2.8% and reflect good performance from its managed operations, with headline earnings growth of 7.8% and a ROE excluding goodwill of 18.1%. Slower revenue growth was offset by reduced impairments and good cost management, while the share of the loss from Nedbank's associate ETI following its fourth quarter 2016 results decreased in the second half of the year as the ETI business returned to profitability.
If I reflect back on 2017, I would say we've had a very volatile year, not only from a financial markets point of view, but from a political instability point of view. But that's behind us. I believe we've got a fantastic president in place. He's showing significant leadership in terms of the changes that he's making, and he needs to do more. I feel proud to be South African again.
A key success would have been our management of credit and market risk in such a volatile environment.
We made significant efforts to show value and show our stakeholders that Nedbank is resilient, that Nedbank is digital, and that Nedbank is here for the future.
Nedbank released exciting digital innovations and continued to gain share of transactional banking clients in both its retail and wholesale businesses. The group is actively optimizing its cost base as reflected in cost growth at 5.1% and maintained a strong balance sheet as evident in a CET1 ratio of 12.6%, above the top end of their internal target range. Before we delve into how the Nedbank Group is creating value for all stakeholders in a digital world, let's get some context around the key developments in technology that are relevant for financial services companies and how the landscape for financial services is changing as part of the fourth industrial revolution.
I think some of the technologies that are becoming mainstream, like cloud, the devices like Alexa, software like Siri, and all of those, cryptocurrency, just the domestication of all of these technological trends is a big thing that is starting to happen in the world.
I think what is of most relevance to us, though, is what advanced automation, so robotics, and also artificial intelligence can do for client experience.
So how is Nedbank organizing itself and changing the way it manages the business for this digital revolution, and what are the benefits?
Our digital strategy underpins how we reach our clients and be able to do that across the continent. And Nedbank's purpose to be the leading financial services firm in Africa cannot be met without us using new technologies to reach clients wherever they may be in Africa.
We actually realize that you can't stay the same and do things differently. The outcome could not change unless you look at different ways of doing things.
The new way of work also includes robotics, and Nedbank has already made significant investments in robotics. We've launched Pepper in 2018, our new robotic humanoid. And in corporate and investment banking, we've seen robotic process automation in every part of the business process in the back office.
Innovation is not just about technology and being digital. It's about changing how we think and doing things differently to create solutions that improve the way things are done. In my visits to our branches, I will be a digital ambassador to highlight Nedbank as an innovative bank that is embracing technology that will benefit our clients and staff.
You know, so Pepper was a very interesting experience. It excited most people. But really what Pepper is we just wanted to show a human face to robotics. Of course, the robots that we work with are software robots. But when you deploy a humanoid robot, people can actually understand how these things can learn, how they can interact, etc. And so really it was just an experiment to excite staff and to excite clients about our capabilities.
Suddenly, of course, new areas of work have opened up, and people are not trapped in traditional roles that they've performed over decades.
Now, investment in technology on its own is not going to help us. It's what we as all Nedbankers have to do in terms of how we change the way we work and leverage this huge amount of investment we are making in terms of technology and innovation.
Africa's relative underdevelopment in digital innovation enables the leveraging of technological development in banking. So how is Nedbank rolling out its digital strategy, and how do those challenges impact on the cost of investing in technology?
Digitalization is a core component of our purpose, which is to use our financial expertise to do good.
Ultimately, you want the brand to leverage the equity of the group as a whole, so that in the market we experienced and we're known for the innovations that we're putting out there, for the solutions that are relevant to improving the lives of our clients. And it is in that respect that we would want to use our financial expertise to do good.
People who say that investment in tech and innovation drive up costs are clearly only looking at the short term.
When you spend, you have to spend wisely. So if you have evaluated the benefits of whatever you're investing in, yes, the cost comes up front, but it is a short-term pain for a long-term gain.
In addition to the current competitors, there are also several new entrants in SA banking. Is Nedbank's digital strategy robust enough to retain and increase market share?
It's great to see new entrants come into the market in South African banking. I think it's really good for the banking system, and it keeps people like the big banks right on our toes to make sure that we deliver to our clients' needs.
We've been monitoring very carefully what these guys are doing.
It would be naive of us not to respond to changing market dynamics. And in this respect, we're very cognizant that new players coming onto the banking market are coming in with a pure digital DNA. So they will have to compete with us without carrying the legacy costs that we continue to carry in the old organization.
In our digital transformation journey, it's always been around how do we make sure that we stay relevant and we deliver solutions using digital that are pertinent to customers' lives. I think as long as we do that, it kind of protects us from whatever competitors do.
At the end of the day, what matters most is for digital innovation to make a difference for Nedbank's stakeholders. Does the bank's strategy create real value for staff, clients, shareholders, regulators, and society?
We also want to excite our staff in that the quality of the work that they do becomes more exciting, because I'm sure nobody wants to be handling a whole lot of repetitive, administratively heavy tasks which are not necessarily requiring judgment.
Creating value to stakeholders is really about co-designing solutions with the clients. Oftentimes we think we know the solution for the client, we design it and we push the solution. We've moved away from a product push world into a solutions-driven world, and therefore co-designing and understanding their needs and therefore responding to meet their requirements is what this game is about, and to be able to do that faster than the rest of the market. For shareholders, the value that is created is a sustainable business that is able to generate returns above the cost of equity.
When we look at the regulatory side, we have worked much more closely with regulators, and I think that we are on a much better footing than before, speaking to things like money laundering and even some of the impending regulations that are coming down the line. If we look at communities, I just think that we've continued to be a very responsible citizen, knowing and understanding full well that you need to earn your license to operate.
The leaders are confident that Nedbank is creating value for stakeholders. Let's take a look at the bank's successes in technology and digital innovation during 2017.
Specifically, the digital fast lane improved our competitiveness in terms of things that we landed. And I think it woke our clients up, excited them, And of course, I think also scared the competition just a little bit.
We landed our fantastic Nedbank Money app in November last year. In the wealth space, they launched their app, which is, to my mind, both that and the Money app are probably the two best apps that we've got in banking in South Africa just at this moment in time.
The apps have been a complete refresh from what we had. It's more intuitive, it talks more to me. It kind of feels like somebody really listened to clients.
Unlocked.me is a fantastic portal for the millennials, and it's been very exciting to see it come to life.
Many other interesting things like chatbots and robo-advisors, which we think will become a very important development in the investment space.
The achievements of the last few years have provided Nedbank with a solid base, and the group continues delivering on its strategies and building the capabilities that will enable the group to meet the 2020 targets they have now set of an ROE excluding goodwill of greater than or equal to 18% and an efficiency ratio of less than or equal to 53%.
One of the key methods of us getting to these targets from where we are now is through being a more digital, agile and competitive bank.
I actually think that without using technology, we can forget about our 2020 targets. Our 2020 targets are quite ambitious. They are financial targets. They are about how we increase the number of clients. They are about how we service our clients differently. And all of them are dependent on, firstly, us having the right strategies and model, and secondly, having the enablement of technologies.
With a high unemployment rate, how will Nedbank strike the balance between optimizing digital offerings and protecting people's jobs?
What it is for sure is a really exciting time for staff members who truly embrace this digital journey that we're on, and they embrace it as a learning experience for themselves to enable them to become equipped to work in the modern world.
When you invest in technology, you must simultaneously be thinking about your investment in your people.
Our staff have been very receptive to the fact that what can be done by the machine needs to be done by the machine, and they will focus on upskilling themselves and being able to do more exciting things.
People have a more important role to play than ever before. Machines can do repetitive tasks, but could not respond to a client with real empathy or interact with the emotional intelligence that a human being would. Technology can save time, but our clients are people, and the personal touch will always be needed.
There are no plans, to do large-scale replacement of people with technology. That's just not our culture.
As we near the end of this exploration, let's find out what Nedbank is expecting and planning for 2018.
It's a really exciting time to be either a Nedbank customer or a Nedbank staff member.
In the second half of 2018, we're relaunching a brand new loyalty and rewards program. We bring in greenbacks literally on steroids. So that's something to look forward to. We're landing something called Commercial Release One, which is the ability to sit on the couch and do the application of your loans products, whether it's a personal loan or whatever it is, and have it paid into account without you having gone to the branch.
I'm also looking forward to scaling up the new ways of work that 500 people going through this new way of doing things. When we have 30,000 people, it gives me a great comfort that we have plans to increase that from 500 to 4,000 during the course of 2018.
And 2018, I believe, is also going to be a watershed year for our businesses in the rest of Africa. In those businesses that we own, manage and control in Southern and East Africa, we've done the hard yards now of implementing the FlexCube core banking program in those countries, and we now have to build off that with mobile and digital products and bring our businesses to scale. And then if we look to Central and West Africa, our investment in ETI has been a difficult one. They've had a really tough year in 2015 and 2016, which has impacted us in 2016 and 2017. And we really think that although risks remain, the turnaround in ETI is now underway, and that should be the strongest contributor to Nedbank's earnings growth going into 2018.
I feel that the Nedbank board has shown their commitment and is very excited about what's happening in Nedbank in 2018 and through 2020.
I am very pleased with the progress that we've made to date. Am I declaring victory yet? No, but we certainly are very well poised at Nedbank as we embrace technology, as we embrace the fourth industrial revolution, and as we embrace the new ways of working. I have absolute confidence in our people here at Nedbank to do the right thing and embrace this technology and take Nedbank to where we want it to be in 2025, not 2020.
Nedbank is committed to creating value for all stakeholders in a digital world. The group's overall strategy is proactive, with a focused and comprehensive approach geared to position Nedbank as a dynamic corporation driving innovation across the African continent. For more detailed information about what's been unpacked, please read the full integrated report for yourself.